All right, good evening, everybody, and happy Sunday night. We're tracking a lot of things. We have winter weather advisories, hard freeze warnings, and wind chill warnings in effect for the next 12 to 24 hours for some parts of across South Texas and across the state as well. Areas out west not necessarily included in this, but for the most part, from Austin to Del Rio, Eagle Pass to here in San Antonio, it is going to be cold and temperatures will drop as low as the teens overnight. So prepare for some pretty big changes. And of course, remember the 4Ps: people, pets, plants, and pipes. Cover your plants, wrap your pipes for tonight because temperatures are going to get down to the middle to lower 20s in San Antonio and then even colder pre-dawn Tuesday and pre-dawn Wednesday. And we have a threat for some freezing rain, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But yeah, outside right now, it is mostly cloudy, it is cold, and it is breezy. Notice on satellite and radar, it is dry in the city. If you have any plans tonight, of course, drive safely. Bundle up, have layers on layers because temperatures will continue to fall off very rapidly. But notice we have precip starting to form in northeast Texas. And this will be the trend in the next 12 hours. Rain will begin to form between Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and Corpus Christi, where despite it being just very light amounts of rain, it'll be up to about maybe a tenth of an inch in some areas around San Antonio, especially north of I-10, but that will still create an accumulation. And with temperatures below 32, that'll create hazards and dangerous driving conditions, especially on bridges, overpasses, elevated surfaces. So if you have to get out tomorrow morning, obviously it's a holiday, but if you have to get out tomorrow morning early, drive safely, allow some extra time, stick to the secondary surface roads, anything that's connected to the ground. That'll retain the heat a lot better than in the elevated surfaces like bridges and overpasses and things like that. Outside right now it is cloudy and it is cold. Let's take a look at temperatures across the area. We're already and have been for the majority of today, no cloud cover, no sun. And thanks to the cold front earlier this morning, the Arctic air mass moving in, temperatures have not budged out of freezing for the most part between here and the south side of San Antonio. Cincinnati's at 32 degrees, 36 at Castroville, 26 in Bandera, 27 at Bernie, and 28 in Seguin. And we have that north and northeast wind behind the front, continuing to filter in colder, more Arctic air. Until it calms down tomorrow night, we're going to continue to see temperatures stay in this range from about 20 to 30 degrees here in the area and likely even colder across the hill country. Matter of fact, Fredericksburg already at 23 and it's 5:08 on this Sunday night, and tomorrow morning likely dipping down into the teens for the central and northern part of the hill country. So we have a lot to break down. We have lower 40s down I-35 towards Cotulla. And here's just a broad look at this. I'll show you what we have. This is a Futurecast high resolution model. And you'll see as I fast forward through time, we'll look at the hill country too in just a bit. But notice tomorrow morning about 7 a.m., this model says about 26 to 27 in San Antonio. I think we get down to about 24 to 25 early tomorrow morning. Freezing rain, which will time out in just a bit. And then, of course, anywhere north into Dallas, they're looking at teens and single-digit wind chills, especially across the Panhandle. So tomorrow, MLK Monday, if you're attending the march at Martin Luther King Jr. Academy, that starts. That was originally starting at 10 a.m. It has been pushed back to 11, so I'll have to adjust that. It is going to be windy and cold and likely lingering light rain around. Mostly the variety of drizzle, mist, and that's pretty much it. Nothing heavy, but again, with light rain and temperatures below 32, excuse me, it'll be a problem. It'll freeze on contact as we get through the late morning hours, and with north winds moving around 15 to 25 miles an hour, it can be a problem. So let me adjust that. Let's see, 11 a.m. There we go, perfect. All right, let's double check that. And then let's show you the Futurecast model. Any ice early tomorrow morning, Zeke? Yeah, we're thinking about between about 5/100ths to a tenth of an inch of ice around the San Antonio area. And that's just enough accumulation to cause problems on bridges, right? Let me make sure this is working okay. And we'll time out the next couple of days for you. And skies should clear tomorrow night. That'll lead to a cold overnight. And very chilly, yeah. So let's do this. Let's put some pause points so we can talk about this. Tonight, if you are heading out, if you have any plans, of course, a lot of folks are staying inside because of the cold. But if you so happen to be driving out, it should be dry. It'll be cold. It'll be windy. Tonight at midnight, about 29. This is a high-resolution model. Anywhere from 5 a.m. to about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning will be the bulk of rainfall. And then I would say after lunchtime, skies will dry out. We'll see a lot of the rain taper off. Highs maybe as high as 30 degrees tomorrow. We may struggle to get out of the 20s. Late tomorrow night, skies clear, probably about 10 p.m. or so. And then let's say about 5, 6 a.m. Tuesday morning, we're looking at about 19 degrees or so for an overnight low, maybe as low as about 17 to 18. Middle teens across the hill country, Fredericksburg maybe as low as 14. Late tomorrow night into early Tuesday as skies clear. Because remember, with clearing skies, that helps temperatures fall off rapidly, faster than when we have cloud cover. For Fort Worth, yeah, temperatures are going to be very cold up in Fort Worth and Dallas. Likely a few snow flurries across northern portions of Texas. Yeah, David, please protect the pipes. Of course, that. Bringing your pets. Insulate your pipes. Pets, plants, cover your plants as well. And of course, people check on your neighbors, things like that, because a lot of us are going to be enduring this cold together for the next couple of days. So again, we'll do this one more time for the folks just joining us. Timing out tonight, it'll be dry. But after midnight tonight through tomorrow morning, after about 1 a.m., rain starts to form, mostly drizzle, mist, and light activity. But notice on the Futurecast, the radar is going to get pretty busy by about 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Paul Morales, Jeremy Baker, and Maggie Laughlin will be here tomorrow morning to update you on that. But notice the radar picture tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., pretty busy, pretty widespread rain. And again, with freezing temperatures, that's freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and that'll freeze on cars, trees, elevated surfaces, power lines. So localized power outages, not out of the question. We'll look at some of the future ice totals because that'll tell us some more about what kind of problems we may see in the next 12 to 24 hours. Tomorrow afternoon, clouds will stick around, but the rain moves off. We'll be dry by the afternoon and evening hours. And of course, any leftover moisture will be a concern if there's any puddles anywhere. Of course, on elevated surfaces, on roads, that'll create a problem, especially as skies clear tomorrow night and temperatures tumble down back into the teens for early Tuesday. And same thing for early Wednesday as well. So here's a forecast model. This is our Futurecast ice totals. You'll see this is updated, and let me just double check it. Main concern, of course, is tomorrow morning. Make sure this is the high resolution model. This is the NAM, which is a mid-range to somewhat of a high resolution model, but I want to see what our other high resolution models are saying. So let's just check in with that real quick. Bear with me. Of course, ice up to 1/10 of an inch starts to create problems. Anywhere up to 1/4 is really disruptive and can be dangerous on roads. And of course, those elevated surfaces. Let's double check. So we have Futurecast. This is the NAM, so we got that. NAM RPM, which is our old model. And then that is the NAM, let's see, that's the METAR, let's see, MATIS, ICAS, IBM. So we got IBM temperatures, IBM ice accumulation. That's what I want, perfect. Let me just do it one more time for the other plots. So we should pretty much go down here. We're looking for IBM. Bear with me, guys. Just making sure everything is perfect on my end before we continue with the ice accumulation. And perfect. All right. So these are up to date. And you can see as I put this in motion, after midnight, rain, ice starts to form. By 5 a.m., we could be looking up to about 1/100 of an inch, which, again, is not a lot. But when we start to really accumulate through 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m., right now forecast ice totals for tomorrow morning, about 5/100 of an inch on the north side of San Antonio, less on the south side, on the southeast side of San Antonio. I-35 could pick up upwards of 5/100 to 1/10 of an inch of ice between Austin, San Marcos, and Seguin. Maybe a little higher in portions of Gillespie County in the northern hill country. Not so much of a problem out west towards Del Rio, Eagle Pass. But that's kind of a look. And let's see if I can zoom out and show you kind of the broader picture. Right there, that's good. So I'll save that and show you what we got. Yes, so cold in SA. Yes, very, very chilly. Keeping you updated. Absolutely, Guadalupe, of course. We're here to help. Cold weather does not belong in Texas. Yeah, I agree with you, John. Don't like it. Hello, Guadalupe and Alberto. Brandy, good evening. Kathy, yeah, Tuesday morning is going to be cold. We're dipping down into the teens as skies clear tomorrow evening. Tuesday and early Wednesday, going to be very, very cold. That's 7 p.m. Monday, not Monday morning. Yeah, so let's go back and show you what we have for the Futurecast ice totals. We'll actually rewind it back to the Futurecast radar. So again, tonight it is cloudy but dry. Tomorrow morning, rain starts to form, and again, as temperatures are below 32, anything that falls from the sky is going to freeze on anything it comes into contact with. Cars, trees, power lines, anything in your front yard, any front lawn furniture, anything that's loose lawn items, I should say. So again, tomorrow morning going to be a little dicey. I would say after about, let's say, lunchtime, it starts to clear out. We'll maintain the cloud cover. Highs probably struggling to get out of the 30s tomorrow, lower to middle 30s. Tomorrow night, it is cloudy and dry, and then by 10 p.m. tomorrow night, skies clear. And remember, with clearing skies and calming winds, temperatures just fall off a cliff. And by Tuesday morning, we're looking at about 18, 19 degrees for an overnight low for San Antonio. If you're watching from Bernie, Kerrville, Fredericksburg, likely about 14 to 15 degrees early Tuesday, and same thing with early Wednesday. So next 3 nights are going to be very cold, some of the coldest we've ever seen, and at least in the last few years. And you can see Futurecast ice totals anywhere from Austin to Seguin. Maybe in some localized pockets, 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. Around San Antonio, probably on average, 5/100ths of an inch of ice, and that's pretty much it. And similar numbers across the area, localized pockets up to 1/10, and that's pretty much it. This will also impact driving conditions. Obviously, tomorrow is a holiday. Most people have it off, but if you have to get on the roads, avoid anything that's elevated. Again, the 281 1604 crossover, I-10 1604. The upper level ramps on I-35 in the downtown area. Anything, again, that's above the ground, avoid. If you have to drive out, use the secondary surface roads because that certainly helps, and those will retain heat more efficiently, of course, than versus bridges. Less conditions out west. This is the 7-day. You can see tomorrow a high of 34. But let's go back to one more thing. I want to talk about ice accumulation. Because we were mentioning, 5/100ths of an inch of ice. In some parts near Austin, 1/10 of an inch of ice. But anything above 1/10 can certainly cause problems. Notice this right here. This is a cool graphic we made. Anything from 100th to 1/10, that's slick roads, sidewalks. Of course, ice accumulating on your car, on your windshield. That's something you'll have to scrape off tomorrow morning. That'll take about 5 or 10 minutes to really heat up your car. Once you go above 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation, that's when you start introducing power outages. We're not looking at that range. Based on that last forecast model you saw, localized pockets up to 1/10, and that's pretty much it. It's really slick roads and sidewalks that'll be impacted. And of course, tree limbs, you can't really rule that out. But for tomorrow, we're kind of in that nuisance category versus disruptive and the crippling ice accumulation totals for tomorrow morning. So it's not going to be, a dangerous situation. But again, I would say avoid any sidewalks, elevated surfaces. When driving, of course, bridges, overpasses, things like that, the low bridges as well. That can certainly freeze a lot easier and a lot faster. Especially with the ice totals we're expecting tomorrow morning. Let's see, we'll leave it on the 7-day a little longer, guys. Want to see how Converse is looking? Yeah, let's look at the radar. It's mostly dry, but it is cloudy. There's some snow flurries north and at Dallas, not so much here, right? But it is dry around San Antonio from Converse to Shirts. From I-35 to 281 and Highway 90, it is dry at the moment. It remains dry tonight. So again, the rain will hold off until early tomorrow morning. It'll start to form 2, 3, 4 a.m. Likely the bulk of freezing rain happening between about 6 and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it'll be damp, it'll be misty, it'll be a little damp and drizzly tomorrow morning, but the rain should move out by the lunch hour. But tonight should be quiet. Should be cloudy, breezy, and cold as lows fall back into the 20s for early tomorrow morning. And again, when you introduce rain, that can create some problems out on the road, so please take it easy. Hey there, Angie and Adriana. Elizabeth, good evening to you. Will there be any school on Tuesday? Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't heard anything about that. But of course, we'll keep you guys updated on that as well. Guadalupe, thank you so much. Appreciate. Is ice expected on Tuesday from Brian? No, it is not. Most of the rain that forms will be tomorrow morning between midnight and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Skies will clear tomorrow evening. It'll dry out. Temperatures will get above freezing, while briefly it'll still be cold. Tuesday morning should be fine. It will be sunny Tuesday and Wednesday, but with temperatures near 18 degrees in the morning, any leftover lingering moisture from Monday early, that could certainly cause a problem. But I think overall Tuesday and early Wednesday, driving conditions will vastly improve. Despite it getting down into the teens, it'll be cold early Tuesday. But Monday morning, tomorrow early, is our main concern, with rain accumulating up to 1/10 of an inch in some isolated areas. On average, 100th to 5/100ths of an inch. It's not going to be a whole lot of accumulation, but again, just to stress it, that can certainly lead to slowdowns, icy spots, icy elevated surfaces tomorrow morning, so something to keep in mind for tomorrow morning. All right, we'll leave it on the 7-day forecast a little longer, guys. We're going to get ready to go live for 5:30 on Ken's 5, so tune in. For the latest on local news, weather, traffic, all those things. Me and Bill will be talking about the weather for tonight, so tune in. We'll be talking about that, and also we'll be live again on Facebook and social media tomorrow morning, and another round for tonight around 10:30. We'll be back this evening for another Facebook Live and for social media updates, so stay tuned for that. We'll talk more about the rain that's moving in tomorrow morning and the colder weather expected early Tuesday and early Wednesday. All right, guys, be safe, drive safe, and stay warm out there. We'll be on again tonight. We're going on live at 5:30 in the next 10 minutes. So tune in to Ken's 5, and we'll see you later.